Hello Greek for All family! This is the two-part series on the special uses of the personal pronoun αὐτός. In the video right here I'm talking about when, how and why it should be translated as the same, and in this video I'm going to discuss the reflexive or intensive use of this personal pronoun. So let's begin. In the previous video we talked about the personal pronoun αὐτός used with the article, and we learned that construction means the same. In this video we're going to talk about the intensive use of this personal pronoun, and it does not require the article. In fact, this intensive use is going to be in the nominative form. You're not going to see it in other cases, genitive, dative or accusative. Whenever you see this personal pronoun in other cases, it is a very simple translation. Αὐτού means his, dative means to him or for him, and αὐτόν means him. And of course the feminine and the neuter genders also apply here. So this intensive form is going to be in the nominative case. In fact, whenever you see this lexical form or the nominative form, it is most likely not going to be he, she or it. It's most likely going to be the intensive form, because Greeks have other ways how to express he, she or it in their texts. So whenever you see this, probably we are dealing with the intensive form. To confirm it, there should be another noun before this or right after it, also in the nominative case. And another good confirmation, this construction most likely is going to be in the beginning of a sentence. For example, here we read αὐτός δέχω Theos. We see our personal pronoun in the nominative form. We see another noun also in the nominative form, and this construction is in the beginning of a sentence. So how do we translate it? The literal rendering just doesn't make any sense. So this means he, this is but, and hotheos means God. So he, but God, or but he, God, or but God, he. No matter how you turn it around, it doesn't make any sense. So whenever we see this construction, this personal pronoun becomes reflexive, and we translate it as himself. Himself if it's a masculine, and if it's a feminine it will be herself, and neuter should be translated as itself. So because we have a masculine here, we use the masculine form, and this construction is translated but God himself. So this pronoun is reflexive, it intensifies this noun, but God himself. So now, as we learned this, let's check out a few more examples from the Bible. A beautiful example comes to us from the book of Luke chapter 20. αὐτός γαρ David λέγει εν biblo psalmon. So here we have our construction. The pronoun αὐτός is in the nominative case. David is a personal name, also in the nominative case. So here literal meaning just will not do any justice. So for he, David, says in the book of Psalms, so this is genitive plural of in the book of Psalms, so it just doesn't work this way. So we make it reflexive. For David himself says in the book of Psalms. Also a very familiar example from the second book of Corinthians, chapter 11. αὐτός γαρ ho Satanas disguises eis angelon photos. So again, similar construction for Satan himself. So this is our personal pronoun. Nominative case, this is ho Satanas. Again, nominative case, noun for Satan himself, disguises or transforms eis angelon photos, into an angel of light. So here we have it. So this personal pronoun modifies this noun, and we translate it as for Satan himself. Things get more interesting in this example. Let's read αὐτός de ego Paulos parakalo humas. So this is our construction. What's very interesting in this particular example that this word is the first person singular personal pronoun, while this word is the third person singular. We will come back to this construction. Let's just translate the rest of the sentence. Paulos, so I, Paul, parakalo, I entreat, or I urge, or I appeal, humas, I appeal to you. So how do we reconcile this first person personal pronoun and the third person pronoun? The literal translation just doesn't make any sense. So we see this is he and this is I. So but I, he doesn't make any sense. Neither if we put this as a reflexive, himself also doesn't make any sense. But I, himself, Paul, appeal to you doesn't make any sense. In these situations, this pronoun still modifies this word, but we need to adjust it and put it into the first personal reflexive pronoun, myself, and then it makes perfect sense. But I, myself, Paul, appeal to you. Two similar examples from the books of Thessalonians, and these examples remind us the previous example where we needed to reconcile the third personal pronoun with the first person pronoun. Here we have the second person plural pronoun. So let's work with this example. Autoi gara humeis theodidaktoi este. So for you yourselves are taught by God. This is an adjective which means taught by God, or God taught simply. So here again we see that this is the second person plural, while here we have the third person plural. Again, instead of translating it themselves, we need to readjust it to the second person reflexive pronoun. For you yourselves are taught by God. So same is right here, but the difference between these two examples that the personal pronoun is not written here, it is implied in the verb. So for you yourselves know how it is necessary to imitate us. So the same story as here, it's just the subject is hidden within this verb, and this is the second person plural ending. So our subject is you plural. So for you yourself, again we do the readjustment. For you yourself know how it is necessary to imitate us. And our final example is also from the book of Thessalonians, chapter 5. Let's read αὐτός de hotheos tes eirenes hagiasei humas. So, but God himself, tes eirenes of peace, so it's better to translate it, but God of peace himself, hagiasei, and this is the optative mood, so we need to add the word may, but may the God of peace himself sanctify you. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you to learn, please consider enrolling into my video course of the Biblical Greek Grammar, where I teach in a beginner-friendly way all the aspects of the Koine Greek grammar, so you also could read and translate the original text of the Bible. Now remember, we are not just learning Greek grammar, we are getting closer to God. So, if you enjoyed this video, like it, comment below, share it with your friends. I wish you all the best. Learn Greek, love God. I'll see you in the next video.